Hi, everyone. This is Candy Johnson. I am your host. This is Real Talk, brought to you by Real Raw Records. Today's topic is where are the goody two shoes? We love to use those phrases that has been passed down, um, and they are very common to many of us because those are words and phrases that a majority of people or I should say a large percentage of people uh, can relate to, right? The words goody two shoes, I don't know how they got started. It would have been probably just a fun fact to share if I did know how the words goody two shoes got started. But judging from um, the phrase, I'm assuming that Goody Two Shoes has never really been something that was used to um, describe a person in a positive way. All right. Now, in this broadcast, what I'd like to address is the people themselves who are being considered as goody two shoes. Um, I know myself personally, I purpose to do good. So I have been called the goody two shoes in a derogatory manner many times. In neither case was there any real cause for it as far as insulting me in the first place. Okay, so the words "goody two shoes" was actually being used in all of those instances. They were being used as derogatory words towards me for doing something good. Now, I want you to ponder that a while. Think about that because I've seen people stop doing good because they were referred to as a goody two shoes, or I don't know how, but people are able to actually convince other people that doing something good is a bad thing. And I wanted to address this issue because it is just downright stupid. All right. And just like we talked about the know-it-alls and how it just really makes no sense to put down a person who is very wise. In this case, with the goody two shoes, it just makes absolutely no sense to put a person down for doing something good. That don't go together. I'm gonna need people to know that. Generally, from what I've found, just judging from the pattern of the types of people that have said this or used this term against someone doing good or against myself, um, these type of people were very jealous-hearted people. Um, they were people that were mediocre and didn't really want to, didn't have the ambition to um, do anything beyond what was required of them. And many of the people from what I can remember were people that they wasn't going to even do what was required, much less anything over that. The reason that they would refer to me as a goody two shoes was because not only would I do what was required of me, but I'd always go the extra mile. Well, if you're that type of person, I hope you uh, will hear me out this broadcast because you need to understand that in this world we have people who will do and then we will have people that will talk about the people who will do something. Okay, and anyone referring to you as goody two shoes when you're trying to do the right thing, it's got to be one of those people that ain't gonna do nothing. They just sit back and judge and criticize other people doing. Okay. Another quick point I wanted to bring out in this broadcast is very of extreme importance is the fact that a lot of people that are do-gooders, the main thing that I've noticed from my own personal experience in being a giver is that there were a lot of times when I just really I like to help people, right? Okay, so I would jump in with both feet anytime an opportunity presented itself where I could be of help to someone. In the past, I'm trying to get out of it because I still do it sometimes, but in the past, I would just jump in with both feet and try to help people. When I see they need help, they didn't even have to ask me. I would just offer my help, and I just did what I see needed to be done. You understand? And so because I didn't properly evaluate the situation, I experienced a lot of disappointment. I experienced a lot of ungrateful behavior from people. I experienced people actually attacking me for trying to help. I mean, you name it. I've experienced it in very few times in my life where I actually did things for people where they actually appreciated it. There's very few times where I encountered that type of interaction with giving. All right. And the reason for that is not because all people are bad and unappreciative or anything like that. Is because I didn't use wisdom as to who to help. Sometimes people that I was trying to help, they would flat out tell me, I didn't ask you for your help. And they was right. Sometimes we offer our help to people that don't even want our help. Us goody two shooters, we always trying to help somebody. But the only problem with that I have seen and experienced is that well, myself personally, I haven't made any decision to not help people, okay? But there are some people that have gotten burned out from helping because they help the wrong people or put their efforts towards the wrong thing. And they, at the time, they're thinking that it's right, okay? They're just thinking, I'm trying to help, or whatever. And they'll donate to these organizations and stuff like that, not knowing that the peoples are crooks. So from what I've seen, the majority of the stresses that do-gooders go through is the fact that we don't take enough time or put enough effort into evaluating our recipients of our kindness, okay? And you have family members, I know, I've been there. You have family members that you don't think about it twice. You just jump in and help them, and try to help them. And then they turn around and stab you in the back, things like that, Well, we really can't be, we could blame the people that are mistreating us, okay? We could. And that's what many people do. They just say, oh, they just this and they just that, and oh, they were wrong. Yes, they were wrong. But I have learned that I need to take responsibility for the truthful fact that I didn't give it much thought as to whether I was going to help or not, or how I was going to help, to what extent, and so forth. I didn't think about, well, maybe this person is down and out because they have abused everybody else, You know, sometimes people will come to you with a sob story and they'll say, no, none of my family will help me, and nobody will, nobody will, nobody will, nobody will. And I found out that not all, but I found out that many of the times when people are saying this is because their family has turned their backs on them, but it's for a good reason. They have mistreated them and they said enough is enough, you know, and they didn't allow that particular person to abuse their kindness. So me or you coming along trying to help them, and they're still having that same mindset concerning people. Some people have this sense of entitlement that people owe them something, you know. In that case, you really can't, those type of people, you really can't help them. You really just can't help them. They have to make up in their own mind to stop and take a look at what's going on and evaluate it to the point where they can be appreciative. But until then, they will just continue to shit on everybody that come their way. All right. Another thing is for the good two shoes is that we tend to blame on others. Is this is a good example. I went to the church for a short period of time because I learned early not to let people shit on me. But I went to this church and they was a little back behind time. They didn't have a website and stuff like that and modern setup. So just to help out with the church and everything, I was a new member. I offered to create them a website and took videos and, you know, use some of my abilities to help the church out in different ways and stuff. And here I was coming to this new church. I was a new member, and I was, you know, doing everything that to show my, you know, commitment. All right. And the pastor would always say, yeah, I've been praying for somebody to come help us with this, and I've been praying for somebody to come help us with that, and so forth, and everything like that, you know, because I've been doing everything. I do this and I do that and I do this and that and other. So I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe I should step up and do more things to help the pastor out, since the pastor doing everything, and that's not right. We know we should contribute in everything. Come to find out, every time I offer to do something, she'll push it down, push it down, push it down. Okay, so what I figured out, because this wasn't the second time, this wasn't the first time that this had happened to me. So what I figured out is some people like to flaunt their so-called doing good. And they want to be able to say, I'm the only one doing this, oh, poor me. All I do is try to help other people, and they treat me so bad and all this kind of stuff. So when I left from there, I let the lady know, I let the pastor know, I said, you said you wanted somebody to come in and help you, yet you mistreated me. And all I did was come to help. So you really don't have no excuse. Now I'm inclined to believe that perhaps some of the other people that you said wasn't helping, perhaps they was trying to help, but you didn't allow them, just like you didn't allow me. All right. So us goody two shoes, is sometimes we can hear a person complain and it moves us to actions, because not only are we goody two shoes and we like to do good and everything, we also are doers. Okay, people that are good at two shoes are doers, people that like to put their hands in the ground and help out. Okay, but as I said before, we have to use wisdom as to who we're helping. Even with these nonprofit organizations that are stationed, their main offices is overseas somewhere, or when you call the number, all you get is a voicemail. That's a sure sign that something ain't right. Okay, that's a sure sign almost that something is not right, because this is the technique that people in big corporations use to get money from people. They'll get a good cause. They know they can give you a sob story, and you'll contribute to that, and then they make themselves scarce and unaccessible um, to any type of transactions other than feeding you what they want you to see and hear and getting your money. And those are the only two contacts they want to make with you. All right. So I'm making this video to help people wisen up, just give you a little wisdom, a little insight concerning that. But keep on being goody two shoes if that's what you are. Never let nobody change you from that. That's a good, awesome, and wonderful thing. But even in your giving, you have to keep it real or take your ass back to fantasy land. If you want to be appreciated, you need to help those who will appreciate it.